evening. My question po is for Christine, Sue, and Sid, plus Nico and Zion. Yeah. How did you prepare for your role po, and how does it differ from the other character na nagampanan niyo? Yes.
Me first. Wow. Okay. Very differently. Kasi usually, like, hindi ko na-mention kanina, pero some people mention, but in this project kasi, when you find out who you're working with and who's directing it, it's an auto yes. You yes, and then you read later. So, nung natanggap ako para sa pelikula, doon pa lang nalaman ko ano yung mangyayari. It was more like a crash course. I mean, like, I probably like crammed it all. I took bits and pieces of my experiences in other projects because I was fortunate enough to work on a project a long time ago for TV, which dealt with a certain kind of, well, it was our past. It was kind of like a very influenced, but this movie is influenced by that. So I used a little bit of that, and buti na lang nagamit ko yun kasi yung language dun sa show na yan was a lot closer to this one, which helped a lot. And then, same as always, when you get to the set, I watch everybody do their thing and I base it on that. And yeah, I think.
Paano ako nag-prepare? Siguro yung instinct lang, actor's instinct, kasi nakatrabaho ko na si Sue. Since yung character ko, as Direct Mike said, na mas marami akong eksena with her. So since we've worked together sa Jack and Jill, so very easy yung working relationship namin dalawa. As for Piolo, sabi ko nga kay Sue, seryoso naman ito. Sabi ko, sobrang seryoso ng role niya, napag ganun ako. Ang seryoso niya, sabi ko nga. Pero it was fun then at the same time. And yun, I was just very chill kasi as an utusan, ano pa bang gagawin mong pagpa-prepare? Diba? Just say yes and you nod. Yun lang. At kay Bossing, first day ko kay Bossing, siya yung ka-eksena ko eh. Binigay ko yung best ko sa kanya. Buti ko naman sabihin. Oo, yung best ko.
Inabot mo na yung sapatos ko.
Sinabi na niya. Ayun na nga.
Ako po parang di naman ako nag-prepare kapag iiyak po kasi ako. Kapag iiyak po ako, ang iniisip ko nga lang, ay, sana matapos ito para wala nang ma-artista na maaabala para sa akin. Tapos may iyak na ako. Kapag yung antok na scene, ay, spoiler alert, kapag inaantok talaga ako kapag may inaantok ako eksena eh. Kasi yung mga eksena po namin gabi na talaga. Wow, galing. Hindi umaga,
Magaling na
gabi.
artista ito ba?
Okay, ako siguro, the basic, you have to have a relationship with your script, go through it again and again until it's innate na to you, what to say, what to do. And siguro, ang baon mo lang lagi talaga pag dumadating ka sa set is sensitivity and how, diba, kailangan sensitive ka so you know how to react to the people around you. And also, para mas madali rin makisama, mas makuha mo yung jive ng character mo kapag comfortable ka sa mga tao sa paligid.
Ako po, very technical. Siguro pa ulit-ulit ko pong binabasa yung script. And then, palaging gusto ko magtanong kay Direk Mike. And, mga paghahanda, siguro, pagdating sa set, talagang minsan tumatahimik na ako. Hindi mo na ako minsan makakausap. Pero pagkatapos naman, okay na.
Thank you very much for your question. At ngayon naman, makinig tayo ng tanong mula kay D.
Cast, grabe. So, question ko po kay Papa P and Bossing Vey. Kanina, nasabi na rin yung preparation, but andito po. Andito po. Ayan, so, Papa P, I love you po. So, yun po, going back to my question, ayan, nawala na po yung preparation, but internalizing naman ang question ko. Kasi as an actor, di ba po, bago tayo sumabak sa mga parang mabigat na eksena, may mga special internalizing po ba kayo na ginagawa bago mag-action yung director po
si Direk?
Ako, alam ko, lakad na ito eh. May pacing siya, hindi? Yeah. Oh, ito na.
Yeah, there was so much internalization I had to go through because of the depth of his pain. So that's why I was always serious. I didn't want to break character because napaka-importante yung interest ng character ko sa pelikula. So I had to hold on to it until the end, especially during a scene where sabi ka ni Bossing dapat I was pacing back and forth because sobrang yung emotion ko. Alam mo yung pag-internalize mo, pag nandun ka na pag-take, ang ganda. Pero baka makalimutan mo, 5 to 7 more takes pa, iba-ibang angulo pa, ulitin mo pa yan. So it was hard. It was really hard. Pero pag nandun ka na, yun yung magic ng pelikula. Once that you know you're the character, you just let it flow. You just let it land.
Pero mo nakikita ang galing ng artista. So, lahat sila magagaling. I remember first time na first few shooting days ko. Kailan ako nakapag-shooting ng seryoso naman ang mga tao dito. Lahat seryoso. Sanay ako nung sama ko si Jose at si Wally na puro ayun. Puro biruhan, bago mag-take, But this time, it was a totally different world for me as an actor. And, ayun, nakita ko. Ito pa rin mga magagaling. Lahat, hindi lang itong main cast. Pati yung mga supporting cast namin, like, special mention kay Ruby Luis. Ang galing niya. May kasama pang choreography. May kasama pang choreography and may song and dance. May song and dance pa si Ruby. Ruby Ruiz is really good. But for me naman, it was some sort of an awakening. Eto, ang tunay na pelikula. That's why gusto ko lang i-diin na we're presenting this film not because kami ni Piolo ay nagkatambal for the first time, not because Sid Lucero was here, not because Sue and Christine and all the rest of the cast, but we're presenting the whole concept, the whole film. We are very proud of this film, and I want the movie going public to appreciate this film. Bihira tayo makapanood ng ganito. Sabi ko nga sa sarili ko, kaya ako pumayag kasi iba naman. Iba naman. Doon sa dati kong ginagawa. Iba naman sa mga dati nating napapanood sa pelikula. Sa mga sinihan. At tama-tama, it's the 50th anniversary of Metro Manila Film Festival. Kailangan special. At yung aming ginawa hindi lang special, extra special. Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jerry Lea of PEP. Jerry?
Gabi po, Apoy-Luri, ang pagkakaroon ng isang pambihirang pelikula na ginamita ng alternate reality, alternate universe, but parang maging non-political pero maihatid yung mga maipahiwati ang mga bagay-bagay sa ating kultura, sa ating musika, tradisyon, sa musika. Pero sinasabi ko baka yung yaman ng ating pamana ng kultura. Pero sinasabi rin sa mga kumbaga dahil nga nagagawa pa rin maiugnay kung ano rin yung nangyayari sa politika, non-political politika. Pero sinasabi rin nila ngayon, napakahirap mahalin ng Pilipinas. Naniniwala ba kayo ron? O ang dami pa rin mamahalin natin sa ating bansa para ma-awaken nga yung sense of patriotism na gusto kong mayroon ng pelikula sa mga mananood. Piolo muna, dahil sa akin. Salamat din, Jerry. Napakahirap mahalin ang Pilipinas. Pero ako ay isang Pilipino. Pinaanak ako Pilipino, mamamatay ako bilang Pilipino. Yun ang bisa.
Matalinaga ang ating kaibigan. Madaling mahalin ang Pilipinas. Lalo na kung nakikita mong maayos ang ating bayan. Maayos ang pamamalakad. Pero siyempre, sa lahat ng bansa, meron mga hindi maayos. Ang problema lang natin, paano natin naayusin yung hindi maayos? Pero kung pag-uusapan natin ay pagmamahal sa sariling bayan, para sa akin, madali mahalin ang sariling bayan. Isa lang ang bayan natin. Isa lang ang Pilipinas. Wala naman tayong, may mga nagtatanong nga sa akin noon, pag nag-retire ka ba, gusto mo sa ibang bansa? Hindi. Dito ako sa Pilipinas, pag nag-retire, ito ang mahal kong, ito ang mahal kong bayan. Isa lang itong bayan ko. Hindi mo yung pagmamahal na yun.
Si. Oh,
Tagalog
oh, sorry po.
Para sa bayan, baby.
For me, I think I love my country. That's
Pag-Grace, umayos ka, Pag-Grace.
Yes po. Para sa akin, napakadaling mahalin ng Pilipinas. Anywhere in the world, there is no other kind of people na yung... We have this thing called kapwa, where kahit saan part ng life and culture natin, including our language, it is socially intrinsic. So, kunyari, kakain, makikain, nakikain, kumakain, it's always connected to someone else. Our language, the way we do everything. There's nowhere else in the world that's like that. That's why I love being Filipino. It just so happens na may mga hindi pa sanay sa kapangyarihan, hindi pa sanay sa pera, kasi young pa tayo, we're a very young country. So, just give it time. Dadating din tayo dyan. Sana sa lifetime nga lang natin.
Nico.
Mahirap mahalin ng Pilipinas, mahirap mahalin din ng Pilipino, pero ano magagawa natin? Siguro simulan natin sa sarili natin. Imbis na magbato tayo ng putik sa iba, tingnan muna natin yung sarili natin sa salamin. Ano bang mali sa atin? Tapos yun ang baguhin natin. At makikita yun ng ibang kapwa natin. Uy, nagbago siya. Gayahin ko kaya. Ayun.
Para sa amin, kay Papa P lang din, kung mabuhay ako ng Pilipino, mamamatay ako ng Pilipino, pero matagal pa akong bubuhay ako pumatay.
Pero hindi naman ako Pilipino.
Kasi kung ako German, pero Pilipino ako.
Sue.
Ako, for me, ako mahal ko po Pilipinas talaga. And I think it's a collective effort to do that para ma-achieve natin yung patriotism na sinasabi natin. Kailangan lahat tayo yun nga, kahit tulad na sinabi ni Kuya Nico, let's look in the mirror, let's reflect. What do we need to change in ourselves muna bago tayo magturo ng fingers, di ba? And if we all collectively do that at the same time and say that we love our country, I think maabot natin talaga yung gusto natin.
Christine.
Masasabi ko, I have a love-hate relationship with our country because I hate the fact na minsan nahihirapan yung mga ibang tao mag-isip ng tama. Kumbaga, sunod-sunuran lang sa mga kapangyarihan ng iba. Pero still, di ba, again, hindi naman tayo para manghusga dahil hindi rin naman ako malinis. At there's a point in my life na oo, naging ganun din naman ako. Pero at the end of the day, syempre, I want to love my country. Why? Because andito ang buong pamilya ko, dito ako lumaki. Ninais kong manirahan sa ibang bansa kasi asensado na sila eh. Pero at the same time, iba yung pag-aalaga ng sariling mga kababayan mo na alam mo na may pagmamahal. At hindi mo yun mararamdaman para sa akin sa ibang bansa. Kumbaga, dito lang talaga sa Pilipinas, mayroong ganong klaseng pagmamahal.
Direct. Tagalog.
Talo ko na, talo.
Hindi, ako kasi I have a very personal experience about this. Kasi a lot of people say, it is hard to love the Philippines and the grass is greener on the other side. Ako kasi, after I got married, my wife and I moved to America. I was taking my master's. Tumira kami doon ng 4 na taon. So, there was an opportunity for me to stay, to work in Hollywood, and to just, raise a family. And the truth is, and a lot of Filipinos find this out, the grass is not greener on the other side. You work as hard, maybe even harder. Pero nung natapos yung pag-aaral ko, after 4 years, I couldn't wait to get back home. Kasi sabi ko, anong maitutulong ko sa Hollywood? I'll just be one of many. Sabi ko, the stories I want to tell are Filipino stories. I am a Filipino. So as soon as possible, umuwi pa rin kami, and I planted my roots here. So ang dami nagsasabi nga na parang, you find your fate elsewhere, you find your luck elsewhere. No, I went elsewhere. Pinuntahan ko talaga. Let me see if the grass is greener. It's not. You still work hard. You still, may problema rin doon. Sila rin, tinatanong rin nila sa sarili nila, are you proud of being an American? Is it easy to be an American? Everyone, every country, you have difficulties, di ba? Tayo rin naman. But that's how you measure love. It's easy to love something if everything is good and happy. But when there is trouble, when there is conflict na kailangan mo ng faith, that's when you measure love talaga.
Salamat po.
Habang ka-eksena si Papa P at si Bossing, magpigil ng kilig talaga. Yung pag nakaharap ka sa kanila, yung dapat chill ka lang. Huwag kang, kunyari hindi ka kinikilig. I remember Direct Mike kasi caught me. I had a scene with Papa P. And then, kausap ko na si Miss Camille sa likod. Tapos sobrang kilig na kilig ako. Sabi ni Direct Mike sa akin, sabi niya, ikaw kunyari, pa-chill-chill ka lang kilig na kilig ka pala habang ka-eksena. So, well, on a serious note, that's one. But, I think the biggest learning for me as an actor doing this film is complete trust with your co-actors and also with the production that you're working with. Honestly, sabi ko, selling point talaga, sinabi nila this is a Bossing and Papa P movie. I did not even have to read the script to say yes. Automatically, it was a yes for me. And agad-agad alam ko dahil nandun yung tiwala ko sa mga kasama ko. And of course, I've worked with APT many times before. And I know kung paano sila mag-alaga and paano sila talagang mag-ingat sa mga projects na ginagawa nila. So I learned complete and full trust with the people that I worked with on this film.
Yes, para sa akin naman, yung regarding dun sa question na kakayahan bilang artista, hindi ko lubos akalain na kaya ko palang tumayo sa parlamento. Kasi para sa akin, yung salitang parlamento palang napakabigat na. Tapos ako gaganap bilang artista. Parang ang bigat nun. At direct kinaya ko naman, di ba? Kinaya ko naman. Pero, yun nga, on a seryosong note, napakalaki pasasalamat ko na napunta sa akin itong role na to. Kasi kapag nag-uusap kami ni Direct Mike, meron akong mga sentimiento. At para sa akin, parang nagawa ko siya dito sa pelikulang to. So, hanggang dun lang.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Our next
Haring Bossing, baka makita ko kayo ni Tito Sen tonight. Sabihin niya, yung look niyo pang Senado, pang hari pa, di ba? But anyway, I just wanted to go back po dun sa sinabi niyo kanina. Medyo nabitin lang ho kami dun sa pagsabi sa inyo ni Direct Mike about the concept and that you will have to be portraying a serious role from beginning to end. At sinabi niyo, eventually, parang sabi niyo, medyo naisip niyo, sige, gagawin ko na. Balikan lang po natin yung part na yun. Paano po kayo na-convince? Matagal na ho kayong hindi nakabalik sa MMFF and people always expect you to bring the laughter sa festival. Pero ngayon po, ito ang pinili niyo. What convinced you to really do it?
Last time I made a movie for the festival was about 5 or 6 years ago, 2018. with Mission Unstoppable, with Direct Mike din, ang aming director, with the guys, with the boys, and Wayne Mendoza. And then, pandemic, parang natigil. And there were other concepts that were being presented to me. So, nung tinanong ako ni Direk, may gagawin ko ba for December? Sabi ko, wala pa dahil may mga nagpe-present, ganyan. And when he presented to me the concept, as I've said earlier, I was medyo scared. Takot ako, baka hindi ko kaya. And I just want to share with you a story with my kids. There was one time we had dinner out, and all my kids were there. The older ones, which means si Danica, si Oyo, si Pico, si Paulina, and Tali as well. And sabi nila sa akin, Dad, gumawa ka naman ng serious movie. Yung tipong, yung malagang father, yung medyo may pagkabili ng dating. Sabi ko, I'll think about it. At that time, sikat yung A Man Called Otto by Tom Hanks. Sabi ko, sige, I even joked about it. Sabi ko, sige, gawin ko yung A Man Called Soto. Sabi ko, yung masungit na, alam mo na. So dumating yung concept, dumating yung proposal ni Direct Mike. I think, so I said to myself, eto na yun, eto na yung hinihingi ng mga anak ko. It's something out of my comfort zone. It is an out-of-the-box concept. That's why I decided I want to do this.
Having done and completed the film, the series po from beginning to end, ano po yung naramdaman yung fulfillment pagkatapos nun at realization?
Mas naramdaman ko yung pagod.
Sigurado po.
Of course, fulfillment. I don't know if I did good. Nasa mga viewers na yun. Hello.
May subtitle naman, bossing namin.
I did my best. I hope my best is okay, no? Ewan ko, Direk, okay ba?
Direk, did you ever have any doubts po that bossing, or was bossing really the person, like the actor that you wanted to cast for this role talaga?
Yeah. Nung tinawagan ko si Bossing, sabi niya, sige, pag-usapan nga natin yan. It piqued his interest, but he didn't commit agad. He invited me to his house. And then what I realized is, Bossing never said yes, actually. He never accepted the project. We just ended up talking for about mga 3 hours, and he just started asking questions. Parang in terms of cast, look, production design. Sabi ko, hindi pa siya umuoo eh. Bakit namin pinag-uusapan yun? And I knew he was already in. Di ba? Parang ano na eh, yung puso niya nag-commit na, even if his mouth didn't say the words yet. Pero ako naman, having seen the film, of course, having completed it, alam natin, lagi natin naririnig yung ito kakaibang ganito ang makikita nyo, kakaibang bossing, ito talaga kakaiba. Kasi he has never done it in his whole career. And ako, at least, as a director, I told him, one of my first words nung nag-usap kami about the concept, sabi ko, Bossing, if you say no, the movie will not exist. That was also my deal with sila Miss Jane and Miss Hannah. If Bossing says no, I will not do the film. So, at least Bossing, enjoy na lang tayo ng Pasko natin, wala tayong MMFF. But he said yes, and that's why we're all here.
Manood po kayo ng The Kingdom dahil mga pogi po natin.
Next, Zion.
Ayos yan.
Ayos yan.
iniimbitahan ko po kayong lahat na manood ng The Kingdom, directed by Michael Toviera under APT Entertainment, MQuest, MZ Films, and starring, of course, Bossing Vic Soto, Christine Reyes, Sid Lucero, Sue Ramirez, and Mr. Piolo Pascual. Thank you very much. December 25, Christmas Day. Mabuhay ang lakan!
Yes, iniimbitahan ko po ang lahat na manood po, syempre, ng The Kingdom at sana ito po ang unahin nyo sa Pasko. Kasama ng buong pamilya nyo.
Good evening po sa inyong lahat and thank you for coming to help spread the word about our movie. Sana po ay panoorin niyo po ang The Kingdom ngayong Pasko, December 25 po yan, part of the 50th anniversary of the Metro Manila Film Festival 2024. Unahin niyo na po sana sa pagpapanood ng The Kingdom. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po for being